Dr. Haney, because you can't just keep on saying our kids are bad, they're corrupted, and there's no hope for them when you're not talking about the layer under that brought them to that. And like Mr. Hawkins said, you know, you sent my nephew been in jail, oh Lord, 4 or 5 times for 6 months. Every time. And so he'll come out and try to work at Kentucky Fried Chicken or Sonic's or Burger King. But just them 3 checks don't even make up $280 a week because they get a chunk out of each one of them. So he give up, he get discouraged, and then next thing he know, he go out and try to make a quick dollar to help get that baby a pamper or help the mother pay rent. And it's frustrating to these young boys, and this is what's happening with these young boys now. I'm not saying that give them the reason to pick up a gun. Don't nobody take that out of content and say that's what I'm saying, but I'm just saying bring that to the table and let's talk about what's really going on.
And that somebody should be able to do something in reference to that, because what is happening is that the state confiscates, in a real sense, the income, and as I think you're indicating rightly, the mothers might have been supported by the state through welfare money, and et cetera, and now the state will get half in order to compensate the state for that little piece of money, and the state has actually created more problems for itself when it tries to take half of a $200 check when it has to pay $5,000 or $6,000 to keep an individual incarcerated for 6 months.
Yes, exactly what
I mean, that's no logic in reference to that. Speak to that, Mr. Hawkins.
Exactly what you're saying. That's how it's going. That's just the cycle we facing. See, we talking about the DAD program. We talking about stop the violence, no gun violence. Okay, that's fine, but you got to build it up. You got to start from the root. Get these men back their lives. Get these men back. They can work a job and make a decent check. They can provide. They can come home and provide. They can buy this daughter. They can buy this son. If they can't provide for their kids, them kids gonna provide for themselves. It's gonna be a broken home, a broken cycle. The son gonna go do what he need to do. The daughter gonna hook and do what she need to do. They're gonna cycle again. Let us give us our life back.
And so there's a number of issues connected with incarceration. I also understand that once individuals are on probation, talk about that.
Once you're on the probation system, they got a noose around your neck. You got to do what they want you to do. You got to work this job, but the money's still going back to the state. Your money's still not going where it need to be going. So that's still right back where we started from. You still go back to this man who's trying, but he can't get nowhere. You know, he's still sinking.
And even if you're on probation, there's another way that they have of collecting more and more money from you.
You got to pay probation fees. Fines for that. So this little check, $300, it's gone. You sitting in a home with this wife of yours, this girlfriend or whatnot, but you gave her $47. How you think she feel about you as a man? So there go the problem with y'all. Y'all argue. The dad gone. His back against the wall.
And sometimes it's so hard for a male to get a job out here anyway.
We've been locked up repeatedly. Nobody want to hire us.
And so when you're locked up, you're on probation, and then you have to attend these meetings and bring some money there, and paying for being released in a real sense, and all of that money goes back to what?
The state. But meanwhile, you got this little boy and this daughter out here on these streets by themselves. Here comes the gun violence part. They're not being raised. Who's raising them? The streets. So what choice do they have?
It's a cold game out here, Dr. Haney. I know for a fact, right quick, my sister, baby daddy, he took care of that baby from the time he popped out. And just because he got arrested and got put on probation, the state put child support on him. We try to fight it and everything. My sister showed him all receipts that this boy has been taking care of his child, because everybody's dad's not deadbeat. And they took him down through there. So if the system comes in anyway, whether you want it, whether the mama put it on him or not, half the time the mom didn't do it. The state just done it because you called some kind of little small charge. And then you go spending money for child support and then probation fee, drug testing, the class you got to go to. So that's another $140-something every week that you got to have, plus the child support.
Which is to say that the state in reality take $200 of a $400 check out anyway, and so no matter what else you do.
That make anybody want to, I got to go do what I got to do to survive.
And so we're not trying to justify anything. The only thing we're trying to justify here today is that the state has to look into this because the state is responsible in a real sense for all of its citizens. And if you've got a large number of citizens, black or white, caught up in that kind of situation, then they are simply creating more problems for themselves than they are actually, but anyway, we've got about a minute and a half to go. Ms. Greenlee, a final statement from you.
My final statement is let's quit worrying about all the problems we have out here and let's start getting to some solution. We've been saying this for years and years. Let's make this year 2016 step up to the plate. Nashville Peacemakers, 1535 11th Avenue North. That's where the mom's meeting is at and that's where the dad's meeting is at. I'm not trying to be in competition with anybody. I just want everybody to come out and step up to the plate.
And Mr. Crawley and Mr. Hawkins, both of you would also agree with that sentiment, right?
Sir. Yes, sir. 100%.
Very good. And we've got about 30 seconds. How can they get in touch with you?
You can reach Philip Hawkins at 615-753-9355.
And you can reach me, Stephen Crowley, at 615-630-4465.
Phillips, Hawkins, Steve Crawley, and Ms. Greenlee, let me thank the three of you for coming by and giving us some excellent information in reference to some of the things that are going on and information that I was not familiar with. I mean, it has helped me more than perhaps our audience. And of course, we'll be back with our audience next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.